go down the right leg, the guy's gonna have to give you like an actual knee cut, okay? One of the biggest problems I feel like when we go to train some of these pieces of dragon movements is that the guy will kind of like just stand in front of you and you're trying to play a reverse Delahiva hook like at the wrong distance. Like, this is actually nice. This is the commitment that I'm looking for, okay? When this happens, like, the power center of his knee slide is coming from this shoulder, right? If he cannot bring this shoulder to me, it's gonna be hard for him to be successful. So what I always like to do is I like to frame on the shoulder and catch him here as he's entering the knee slide. In a perfect world, we would do things like I would replace my left hand with my foot, bang, and then now I can use a cross shoulder post and an underhook here. I feel like I'm set up, okay? I'm going to show the spin from here, okay? I can stretch away a little bit and just to curl myself into this underhook. Left hand comes in, and I'm dragging myself behind him to this point here, okay? Underhook here, don't change this grip out, okay? Keep it. Left or right foot's going to pedal in, boom. And we're going to start to sit him up by putting pressure on the back of the knees. We're just to put him here, okay? Now look, I want him to stay like a turtle for the first one, okay? So like he puts like both knees on the ground kind of in an even fashion. I've got this position here. Left hand leads first, right hand goes. And I'm going to use this pull to pull myself up and get my left knee underneath. And here, and here, okay? Now in that same position that we just studied, I can drive my knee over and expose the back, right? Punch that one in gently. Right? So the reaction that we're looking for is like the classic reaction where we get in and under clean, we're able to put pressure on the back of the knee, the guy puts his knees on the floor, and we land here. There's a lot of things that could happen when you start inside spinning. Sometimes the guy won't put his knees on the floor, gives us the opportunity to enter the leg locks. Sometimes we just enter leg locks right off the bat. But for this sequence, it's like the classic back take maneuver. We're just gonna land even, guy's gonna post, boom. Just like so, okay? Give us a nice still target to hit. So that comes in, knee slide, boom. We pick them up on our palms first, placing our foot here, frame, and we start to spin. Drag myself under. This is the first kind of point where we start connecting. Pedal in, extend and sit up. One hand at a time. We're not gonna do this because the guy's gonna run from you for sure, okay? So we keep this grip, 1, 2, and the guy's gonna move for sure. He's gonna be like struggling, right? So I'm just gonna pull myself up with that counter pressure. We ride the right knee forward and we start slinging it to the side, place the twister, and now we're ready to do everything that we've just been working. Okay? I'm going to show a couple like at speed, but questions here so far, yes?
Would you say it's preferable to always search for the hook if they're keeping open space?
The underhook?
Like a back hook,
Oh, you don't have to. Like, I actually was talking to John about this. I was like, I kind of want to do a whole like, a 3-week course on just Kiss the Dragon follow-ups, like this inside spin follow-ups. You can do a lot of stuff. Everything that I do from the back does involve pedaling both feet in. You know what I mean? Like pedaling both feet into the side. So if I understand the moment you're talking about, think about this. And we go up on our hands, frame, inside spin, we get to here. You're talking about this, right?
No, I'm saying like you sit up.
Oh, here.
Yep. And then like if the space is open between his arm and his thigh, like why would is it preferable to just go that hook in?
Well, I don't feel like, at first I feel like I have to get off my butt. Like there's kind of like you guys when you get to here, you'll have this feeling of like, how do I kind of sit up? And you have to pull your chest and then scoot your butt back and here. Boom. Now like you could just throw a hook, you know, that's cool. But I was gonna get a little bit uncomfortable, like chasing the back here, if I could fall off. Like the way I prefer to dominate the lower body and then climb to the upper body once I have positive control. So I think like when I get to here and I can place my twister hook, I'm now no longer afraid of losing any lower body control. My legs are controlling the legs, and now my hands can start searching for him on top. And I feel like that's a better like distribution of workload. You know, like rather than trying to get like my whole body all at once, I'm like, let's do one piece at a time. I get the twister hook, and then the twister hook gives me the confidence to climb to the upper body and start to strangle. And I even leave that twister hook foot like stretched out and in there just to add extra torque while I'm searching with my hands, you know? That being said, like, if you guys, you know, come through this sequence, you steal some of this, and then you finish with your own back takes, like, I think that's very normal, you know? Like, it should be like that. There's a million ways to take the back from this position. Like, if you had, before we talked about any of this, if I said, you know, Trevor, Ryan, and John, right? All three of you guys like chase the bat from Kiss of the Dragon, you would probably see 3 different successful sequences to get to the bat. This is just how I like to do it, you know? And I like to use like a lot of recurring themes. So like the way that it happened in my most recent match, like the Chicago one, where I did this, you know, side dump, you know, with the body lock, like I had been chasing him from like, I think a Chimera, and I ended up coming to like this kind of like surfing position. I was like, how am I gonna get the back, slid in, boom, and then I started going. Like, I like to get to places where I have like pre-programmed sequences within like, it's almost like a shark bite. Like it's all kind of pre-programmed and there's not a lot of like thought going on. Everything just is automatic. And I feel like that's how you can really get strong finishes quickly. Like with this kid specifically, I was able to punch through, get the back, and the time from the dump to the choke was like, there was no gaps. And I think you get that kind of like reflexive movement without thinking, just by going to the same place over and over again. It's a long-winded way of saying you do it your own way. Right? 1, 2, 3. 2.